getting at with the book script? Spit that shit out, man!
Do you want to form an alliance with me?
Absolutely, I do. Good.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go.
Oh my God, I did not think he was going to do that. That scared me. That actually scared me a little bit.
It's called Two Brothers. Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
Welcome to a brand spanking new episode
Brands?
of Two
Brands?
Brothers podcast. And this is going to be a good one because we have a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. Because the first of the little E3 kind of things have been showing up, and there's been a state of play. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the state of play, and we're going to talk about the lack of things that were shown, because it's kind of been disappointing what we saw. And let's just get into it. So the state of play.
Hold on. Is that the only thing we're going to talk about today?
Well, that was the only thing that came to mind that I wanted that we could talk about.
Fucking serious, man.
That includes Silent Hill 2, Ed, if that was you're going to bring up.
No, I don't want to talk about that. Well, we are, but
don't put the. You know how many times I've edited our episodes,
Uh-huh.
and every time
Yeah.
it comes to you, it always goes to the left channel of the fucking headphones or the right. You gotta have the microphone right here. We have to keep having this discussion.
This?
Yep.
You can hear me now?
Yep.
Great, man.
I can also sense the fucking sarcasm.
No, this is me.
The condescension in your voice. I can pick it up.
It's just me
being an asshole about ready. You're fucking primed to be a dickhead right now, or what?
You know we cuss real early in this fucking podcast, right?
We cuss all the time on the podcast.
But
what difference does it make?
What, this early though?
What do you mean this early?
Can't believe we haven't got monetized.
I don't think that matters, Ed. I don't think that matters. Okay, right now, at this moment in time, it does not matter. You want to censor yourself? Go ahead. Don't cuss anymore. All right, what were you gonna say?
Okay, I thought we were going to talk about our D2.
Red Redemption 2?
Yeah. Why'd you say it like that?
It was because I was trying to think of what you said, RD2, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking? It's RDR2.
That's what I said.
And I was like, hold on, in my head, I was like, okay, no, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, we could talk about that.
Or this little...
If we have time on this episode, we'll talk about it.
Look, if we don't talk about it in this episode or the next, I'm done.
What do you mean you're done?
I'm done with this shit.
All of this is so you're gonna quit the podcast if we don't talk about Red Dead Redemption 2.
And we haven't done a creator's spotlight in a while.
Oh, great.
I want to do that.
Here you're peeling the fucking onions back.
Yeah,
the onion layers.
Oh, like you didn't do that in the last episode. So
what did I say?
I forgot what we said, and I said we want to keep this in. You said, "Yep," so people can know.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep this. We're also gonna keep this in so that people know how this is real. Okay.
I don't like
this
it.
This isn't planned. This is real. You're fucking pissing me off is what's happening. Well, that's why people listen to Two Brothers.
Okay, back to it. All right, go ahead. Sorry. That was just my little... Well, that's real, though. If we don't talk about Red Dead, I'm done. Or Creator Spotlight. I'm done.
On this episode or on the next episode?
Next. Or this one. I'm talking about Red Dead.
Oh, my God.
But we'll see. Okay.
All right, look, if you like this episode so far, go ahead and click on the like button. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed yet, because this is the type of, shit that you'll be listening to when you subscribe to our podcast. And give us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's where also you can listen to us all over the place. And you can follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. I've been doing TikTok now, Eder.
Yeah, I noticed. You suck at it. You take.
Oh, dude, come on, really? You're gonna be fucking harsh like that.
You let me finish.
Where are you gonna go from there? You said you suck at it.
You let me finish, though.
All right.
You suck at it when it comes to making videos. Like you say, you take like 2 hours to make just one, right? That's where I was going to get. Go with the things.
Still don't.
What do you mean? I just said that you're not great at editing, and I guess. Well, what is that? It makes you take 2 hours just to make one fucking video.
Okay, yeah, expose us to the fucking to everybody how long I take to make a fucking TikTok.
Well, you're new to it.
I try not to. I try to make sure that everything is like I'm saying the right things, that I'm not just fucking pulling shit out of my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to add my own little if you've seen El Camino, then you know the type of editing that's in those episodes.
Yeah, I know.
I try to incorporate that into the TikTok videos, And also, it's just so unnatural, man. I'm not used to fucking holding the phone up to my face and just like, what the fuck is that?
Why does it always happen when we're fucking recording?
Is someone getting shot? I can't because I got the headphones on. What was that?
Sirens?
Fucking sirens, really? Jesus Christ, dude. What was I saying? Because that shit fucking threw me off. With the TikToks. Fuck,
okay, just
go to TikTok.
Yeah, just go to TikTok.
Watch. I have a little series going on right now about games that you might have forgotten. I'm gonna keep doing that. What?
What's the?
It's under the same handle as Instagram. It's called Two Bros.
All right. Look for a fat guy.
Great. You're just like on top of fucking just shitting on me today. That's great. I suck on TikTok. I take 2 hours to make a single TikTok. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It's unnatural to just have the phone in my face. Okay. Because I'm fucking just not used to it. But anyways, that's beside the point.
Okay.
Let's get into the meat and the potatoes of the episode, finally. With all that out of the way. Like and subscribe. Share. Okay, that's it. So last week there was a state of play on, was it? Thursday? And look, at this point, you and I have low expectations when it comes to these things. Okay? No, there's not been a single good announcement that comes from a state of play in a very long time. And especially even with the fucking like Summer's Game Fest and shit like that, I don't know, they all kind of blend in together. And so we weren't expecting much, and if I'm being honest, we really didn't get that much. You went to take a shit when the first thing popped up. Yeah, well, this is the episode where we're going to be real. So they showed off a game called Concord.
No,
this is not going to cut out. I'm not going to cut it out. I'm not going to cut it out. They showed a game called Concord.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the noise you were making in the fucking bathroom when I was watching it, because I felt the same way. It was like, this is just a big pile of shit.
Oh.
No, okay, that's being too harsh.
Fuck that game.
Well, apparently they had like showed it before, because the lady came on and was like, "Oh, we're excited to show you some gameplay of a game that was announced like
50 years ago,
last month or last year or some shit." I was like, "What the fuck? What are you talking about? I never heard of this game before." And sure enough, they gave this game like a good solid 7 to 10 minutes of like showtime, and I was not impressed with a single fucking minute of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be like another Overwatch type of game. Who gives a crap? The characters look so not like they're trying to be fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. It's literally Guardians of the Galaxy at home. The fucking straight to the video version.
I was gonna put in my 2 cents, so like I didn't see the fucking thing.
No, thank God you didn't. You would have had a better time going to use the bathroom than fucking watching this. I don't quite remember what happened after that. I think they showed some game from a developer.
Yeah, great fucking segue.
I don't know, dude, it wasn't that interesting. One of them that I did like was called, I think it's called Where the Winds Meet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a sword, like a samurai type of game.
Mm-hmm.
They showed a lot of that shit, didn't they? A lot of those. You're fucking like, this guy is struggling like he doesn't know what the fuck happened.
I swear to God, that's how forgetful this fucking thing was.
Was
the only 2 games that I remember, no 3, is Dynasty Wars.
Yep.
Monster Hunter,
You got that one.
and Silent Hill.
Yep.
Everything else, it was a fucking blur.
There was one that I saw that was like, oh, that's cool, but I didn't think it was gonna be like the star of the show because apparently that's what everyone was talking about, and that's Astrobot.
The fuck is that?
That's the game that you get for free on the PS5. Remember the little robot?
That's free?
Yeah, it's free on the PS5. The Asteroids Playroom
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, but now they're making a full-fledged like video game of that character. And everyone said that one looked really cool, and I thought it looked cool too. But no, you're right. The ones that were of at least noteworthy to us. Well, we say noteworthy, but Dynasty Warriors Origins.
It's all right.
It looks pretty.
Did I nail that? Like, this shit looks like Dynasty Warriors. And
Yep. And it showed up as soon as you said it. Monster Hunter. Dude, I'm not a huge fan of, like, I can't get into those games, man. I know you played World and stuff, but
I couldn't
get into that.
So you're going to skim through all the other ones?
Yeah,
You're just
I don't remember them, dude. And is it really worth talking about? I mean,
damn.
I don't fucking know. Like, we gotta reiterate to our listeners, okay? You don't come here to fucking listen to facts, okay? You listen to you can go watch or listen to other podcasts. They talk about they break it down. We're idiots, okay? We don't fucking do that here. We talk about what we care about the most. And honestly, the thing that was like made us like that fucking woke us up was Silent Hill 2. And I know you're on board for the game.
Since day one, baby.
All the way.
Since day one. You're not. So you're not a fan.
I see. I knew you were gonna say that. Like this fucking like black and white. Like, oh, I'm for it. You're not. I was impressed with this trailer.
No, you weren't.
The gameplay trailer. The one that they showed Angela, not so much. But
hey, did you know that Jonah Hill's gonna be in it? Sorry, go ahead.
Threw me off again. The combat, the gameplay, the extended gameplay that they showed during
right?
Yeah, during the transmission.
Yeah.
That looked impressive.
But the trailer didn't impress you.
Because I don't care about that, man.
The only thing that I thought it was just another trailer that we're gonna get, right? And they showed the release date towards the end, so it's coming out in October. But like, why would you do a release date with what's her name again?
Angela.
Angela.
That's what I was saying.
Like, why do it under the Angela trailer? Let's call it that. You know, the Angela trailer.
I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be other ones that come out from here until now, but their choices of like trailers have been so weird, man. Like, you got the reveal, which is fine. Then you do the combat one, which is like, this is a fucking Silent Hill game. Why would you do a combat trailer? And now they're doing Angela of all characters. Like, I don't have anything against Angela, but like,
but she's part of the
she's
game.
A part of the game, but I feel like it's leave it up to the mystery, like to find out who she is and why she's in Silent Hill. Like, I feel like you can kind of deduce that from the trailer, watching it, you know?
You're one of those people, huh?
I'm not the only one of those people, okay, you dickhead. Almost everyone that you'll come across, that you'll talk to about Silent Hill 2 Remake, a lot of them feel the same way.
Who the hell did you talk to? The fucking wall? Huh?
Well, at least I was present for the entire time. You're on your fucking phone probably looking up what type of shit you had in the toilet like 10, 15 minutes ago.
Wow.
But look, the point is, the gameplay preview is what impressed me the most. Like, I feel like this is what they should have fucking shown from day one. I mean, I understand why, because they were working on it, but like, I just felt like up to this point, a lot of fans have been concerned about the faithfulness to the remake. Okay? And I know you asked me this before off camera about like, well, what's the difference between this one and why weren't you like worried about Resident Evil 4 Remake? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, because I trust the fucking people behind Resident Evil 4 Remake and Resident Evil 2 Remake. Bloober Team, by the way, you said like, they're gonna make great games, and you only played the fucking one game. I feel like I'm more experienced in talking about Bloober Team because I played more of their fucking games than you have.
More, just one more. So that's 2.
That's still more than you. You fucking
jag off. Fucking Bluebird Team is known for fucking the medium. So suck on
no.
that.
They're more known for Layers of Fear. You dickhead. That's why they have a sequel for it and a remake. Also, the medium only came out for PlayStation 5 for like a good period of time before it came out on the Xbox. How are they well known for that?
Came out on Xbox first.
Fine. Well, the fucking reverse of it. Who gives a shit?
Oh, look.
Let's talk to the rabid fan that's here since day one about Silent Hill 2 remake.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I told you this off camera. I think that this is like their strategy of how they want to promote the game. They want to fucking throw you guys off, like, you know, the gameplay's not that great. It doesn't look this way. Or no, that's what everyone is saying, right? Like, oh, it's not what I want. It's not what I expect.
But why would that be a marketing strategy?
I don't know. I'm just saying I just feel that way. But wait until it comes out and it's gonna blow you guys away, man. That's why I'm here.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna be impressed by it. I'm just talking about when it comes to the story. I feel like they're just not in tune to what made it fucking special. God, do you want me to like? Do you want to get into it? Do you want to get into it right now about why I feel like this game might lose some of its soul from the original?
What is it? Like, it has everything that you want from a remake. And it has the core story. That's all that matters.
Should I get into it?
You're gonna prove me wrong, Ari? Are you those fucking?
I don't know. I'm not here to prove you wrong. I'm just giving you my perspective on it. Okay, that's what I'm here to do. Also, you're saying, oh, it's coming out October 8th. Blah blah. You think it'll be ready by then?
Yes.
Because I feel like they're doing it because the movie's going to also come out during October. You don't think that Konami was like, hey, wherever you guys are at, hurry it up.
The movie's
because we're going to release it. Yeah, it's going to release this year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, fucking...
How do you know?
Because I saw a fucking, like, the you haven't seen the teaser trailer of it?
Yeah, I was here, but it didn't
No, you saw the behind the scenes of the movie. There was an actual teaser that followed after that.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, no, it's like 50 seconds, and then like I think IGN had said it was coming out in fucking in the fall, like in October. Well, I don't think they nailed down the month, but it's still coming out in the fall. But that makes me feel like it's going to come out around the same time as the game.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's I don't know, could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But let's get into why I feel like this is not going to be a complete, or why I feel like it's not going to be a one-to-one. Faithful recreation. Okay,
go.
And Josh, I know he's probably listening to this, and you're like, "You see,
Josh,
see what the fuck I'm saying about remakes, right?" But
fuck out of here.
Okay, look. In a nutshell, I feel like Silent Hill 2 original can only have been made in the year
2000.
that it was made, on the technology and the hardware that it was made on. That's what made it special. Okay, you have Team Silent, a group of fucking like rebels, you know, people that were like always not like
rebels,
they were the other guys in Konami.
Outcasts.
Okay, they were the other guys. Can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to like make it, and you're like the outcasts, and you have the fucking microphone up to your nose again.
You fucking talk too much.
What do you talk? I'd let you talk for like a good 2 minutes, and you
take 40 minutes of the podcast.
And what's the problem with that?
Go. It's a special time when Silent Hill 2 came out. It had a perfect team of Konami.
Okay, look, let me get back to what I was saying, okay?
Yeah,
And I'm not the only one that will attest to this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The limitations of the hardware. Why are you laughing?
Because you sound just like I would just fucking
you fucking dick. Hey, look, at this point, this is a fucking TED Talk, all right? You laughing, they would fucking escort you out of the building for doing that shit. Okay, this is my TED Talk, and you shut the fuck up.
Okay, go.
Jesus, all right. I think that's what made it unique was the fact that they couldn't make it as graphically interesting. You know, there was like, you can even notice it, like the models of some of the characters in the game are the same model as fucking James. That wasn't like an accident, that was on purpose, but at the same time, the fact that they were working with the PS2, I feel like they were like, you know, fuck it, we'll just use the same model. But here's a perfect example, okay? This is why I feel like a lot of people, especially the OG fans of Silent Hill 2, are gonna be like, oh man, this is not as nearly as good as the original. Okay, there's a moment in the historical society where you go into the prison area and you enter a hallway filled with jail cells. Okay, now at this point in the game, Team Silent is operating at their highest level. Okay, they let you explore the game and all that shit, but at this point they like metaphorically took the fucking controller away from you, and they're like, we're gonna fuck with you for the entirety of this whole section, which is about like an hour 45, and you enter this hallway and you're walking down, you got the creepy music going, the camera's pulled back so you don't get to like see, like, you know, through some of the jail cells and shit. And James's character model, and you know this when you've played it, he will turn his head to indicate where an item is or to face an enemy. You enter a room, he'll look to the left, he'll look to the right. You go over there, there's a fucking health drink or whatever. So while you're walking down this hallway, James looks to his right. But he does something that he hasn't done in the fucking game. That should freak the player out. He looks up. He's not looking right or left or looking down. He's looking at something that's fucking tall. Okay? That the enemies that you've encountered in this game, you know how they sound like, you know how they look like. But when you're walking past this jail cell that you can't fucking go into or can't look into, you're hearing these noises that you have not heard before. And this thing is stomping around in the fucking jail cell. And it's tall as shit. And you aim your gun at it, you aim your gun at it, and you fire at the fucking whatever this thing is in the fucking jail cell.
Is that a cutscene or you just do it?
No, it's a moment in gameplay that you can do.
Okay.
And it takes about like, I don't know, 10, 20 fucking like bullets to take it down. And it's dead. And there's no context for that situation whatsoever. You don't pick up any documents that tell you that there's a fucking, like, a creature locked away in a fucking jail cell or nothing. It's just a moment that happens in the fucking game. And the fact that it was done in the PS2 and only done by the limitations of not letting you see through the jail cell, not only through sound, only through the indication of how James is looking at it. This is something that is going to be really tough to pull off, I think, in theory, in the remake. And it's moments like that that are scattered in the original Silent Hill 2. The ambiguity of the game. There's mystery to it.
You're a dumb fuck right now, dude.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm a dumb fuck. I'm making complete sense to the people who actually do dig the original Silent Hill 2.
I want to put my opinion on it. Okay, you said you. I thought you were gonna bring something great, something grand.
That's a good. That was only one moment, dickhead. I could have brought up a whole bunch, but apparently I talked too much. So
you were just saying the. Okay. Resident Evil 4, same thing. People were when you go into the village, the beginning with the tower and all that shit, with the chainsaw man and all that. When you go to that tower, people are I'm gonna cheese these enemies. And what happens? You fucking fall through the fucking the tower. And people were like, "What the hell? That's different." There's a lot of moments in Resident Evil 4 like that where you expect some things from the original, but they change it, or they what's the word? I don't want to say they trick you, but like, see,
they subvert your expectations.
Yeah. You don't think they're gonna do that here? You don't think people like you that are so into the Silent Hill 2 like story and all that, is it going to expect that creature to be in that jail cell? Or are they going to change it for you? Huh?
See, the problem with that argument, Eder, is that there's already signs of Bloober Team not going down that direction. Okay?
The game's not even out yet.
I know the game's not even out yet. You haven't let me finish. So, with that being said, of course they can subvert the expectations. Of course they can make something even better than the original. But the fact that in the combat trailer, there's a moment where fucking James is walking through an area and on the fucking wall is plastered "Reap what you sow" is so blatantly fucking obvious. It's almost like on the nose. There's no fucking subtlety anymore. Whereas in the original, there's like that same fucking like writing on the wall that's telling you like, hey, if you want to, see Mary, you should kill yourself. But just know you're going to go in a different, like you're going to be somewhere different than Mary or some shit like that. And it's subtle. It's the game is fucking telling you what like is happening, but it's doing it in a way that feels fucking like smart. Now, would you take that or you take "Reap what you sow" written on the fucking wall, which is so fucking obvious? It's telling you like, oh, James is a fucking bad person. You don't think that's gonna come across to a new player? They'd be like, oh, I guess, oh shit, like they can put 2 and 2 together before the games end. Also, since you want to talk about, well, it could be subverting your expectations, there is a moment during the gameplay preview where they are, quote unquote, subverting your expectations, and that's Maria's fucking outfit. Now she doesn't look the way that that she looks in the fucking original. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, they're trying to fucking be, they don't want to show too much skin because it's 2024. Well, there's a reason why fucking Maria looked the way she looked. And the fact that they couldn't even get that part right is a little bit concerning. What do you got to say about that, Eder, huh?
You're just...
Am I nitpicking? Yes, I could be fucking nitpicking, Eder, but the point is... That, you know what? That want to bring up Resident Evil 4? That's like if in Resident Evil 4 they don't let you... They fucking give you just a regular handgun instead of the Silver Ghost for Leon. Wouldn't that fucking just tick you off? The fact that you don't have the fucking iconic gun that he uses in the original one? Wouldn't that be like, oh shit, I don't... If they can't even get this detail right, what makes you think they're going to get the big details right? Go ahead.
Are you done talking?
Yeah, I'm done talking. That's all.
Jesus Christ. You better mark this fucking episode. Episode number, date, all that shit. Because I know you.
Oh, God.
You know that I know you. When that game comes out and has everything that you just fucking explained and more, you're going to be fucking just eating your fucking words, dude. I know they're going to fucking promise and keep true to the story.
Do you think it's going to be as good as Alan Wake 2?
How's that? What?
Eder, if we're keeping it 100, what's the king of psychological survival horror
right now?
Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the metric that a lot of people are going to be comparing Silent Hill 2 to. Even yourself. Don't be...
But Silent Hill 2 is its own thing. How are you going to compare it to Alan Wake 2?
Because they're both psychological
Yes,
horrors.
but they have their own fucking thing going on. You can't compare it to Silent Hill.
Can I, though? Because Alan Wake 2 looks like it's also taking a lot of inspiration from Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill in general.
You see some elements.
All right, well, look, for the sake of coming back to this and marking my words, let me also add an addendum then, okay? I don't think that the game is going to be terrible. I think in terms of a gameplay perspective, it's going to be great. Visuals, they fucking knocked it out of the park. Atmosphere also looks like it's going to be 100% there. Mm-hmm. But in terms of the faithfulness of the fucking story, that's where I feel like they might falter a bit.
Again, what's the difference between that and what Resident Evil 2 and 4 Remake did?
I just explained it to you. It's like I told you. That's like if they fucking didn't give Leon his fucking iconic coat, his jacket, to a new player they didn't want to fucking give a shit, but to someone like you, oh, what the fuck? That's what I'm saying. That's like if they did that, but they didn't do that. Resident Evil 4 is more than faithful to the original. They expanded on the fucking original. Well, also, these guys have a fucking track record for doing these things right with Resident Evil 2 Remake. With Blue Beretta, like, their fucking games have gotten mixed to positive reviews. To hand them the reins to one of the fucking, what could possibly be the best survival horror game, of course there's going to be more, like, doubts and concerns for this than Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Resident Evil 2, when the helicopter crashes into the fucking RPD, the OG gamers know. That's when Mr. X appears. So that was like expected right away. So when you didn't get Mr. X right away after the helicopter crash, it's like, okay, I guess they took him out, or he's not going to appear soon, or whatever the case is. It gives you like an hour after that happens of you just running around the fucking RPD. And once you turn off that water to go into that hallway, you're least expected that he was going to show up. And what happens? Yeah, that's when he appears.
But see, the thing is, there's like, even when that moment does happen, it still feels like it's like the original. It's faithful to the original.
What about with Marvin? He had barely anything in the originals.
Mm-hmm.
No, like just no backstory or nothing like that. Would you like that? They kept it the same way for Resident Evil 2 Remake.
That's what before it came out. That's what I would have expected to them to keep it the same.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, of course they did subvert my expectations. I'm not saying that they can't do that with Silent Hill 2 Remake, but you saw the same fucking behind the scenes videos that I saw. They were saying that they're gonna stay truthful to the fucking story, but so far that does not seem to be the fucking case because they got the little details wrong.
You're just talking about the little details about fucking clothing, fucking about this, about locations and
because Team Silent was meticulous when it came to that shit. Every fucking detail counted for Team Silent. Everything did. That's what made those games fucking special.
Are they working on this game?
What, Team Silent? No, those guys have been disbanded for fucking forever ago.
So the only guy they have is Akira
and Masahiro Ito, who's the creature designer. Those are the only two that are fucking left. Is Yamaoka and Ito. Those are the only two that are left. Which, props to them. I mean, everything looks to be good on their end, but they're always gonna fucking knock it out of the park. Even if it's a fucking bad game, like Silent Hill 5 Homecoming was terrible, but like Yamaoka had some good fucking tracks on there. I think Masahiro Ito, like, that was the last game he did with the creature designs, which shows, because at least it looked like, fucking creatures you see in Silent Hill. And then after that, it went kind of downhill. You see what I did there? Look, I just care about Silent Hill 2 to almost like an obsessive state.
And you did with Resident Evil 4 too.
Again, we go back to this again. I feel like I'm a broken record. I have faith in Capcom because they already proved that they did it.
Have faith in this team. All right, this is the one that makes them.
That's great.
The underdog story. You're over here fucking just complaining about fucking skirts and shit. Fuck.
Hey, I did say, look, can I be nitpicky? Yeah, I'm probably being too nitpicky, but I'm just pointing out what I'm What concerns me as a fucking obsessive Silent
Kinda
Hill 2
fucking-
fan.
It's like, they didn't show Eddie. He's gonna eat the pizza, huh? Oh, you gonna pull that out of your ass too? You want the fucking tiny details too, huh? He's eating supreme fucking pizza or a fucking pepperoni pizza.
I feel like this is getting to you more than it is getting to
No,
me.
because now you're pissing me off with all these.
How am I pissing you off? I'm just giving you my fucking perspective. I said that from the beginning when I was doing my little TED talk, and then you were like shitting all over it. Hey, what if the other way? What if it's the other way around? Who's gonna fucking eat their words? Huh?
Then-
What if I'm completely in the fucking right?
And if that's true, I'll leave the podcast.
You're gonna leave the podcast if we don't do the fucking Red Dead Redemption 2 retrospective, enter.
So yeah, I think since day uno, I've been. All right, this is not great.
Yeah, well, we're gonna move on. But look,
No, not that.
Oh,
Just mark your words, Hopper.
I think I'll get it right.
No.
Well, since we
To these 5 people that listen to our podcast,
great.
mark your calendars too, okay? So you can prove out wrong. Hashtag.
Mark your calendars for what? We don't even know when we're gonna review the fucking game yet.
Talking about the reviews and the views and the clues.
All right, dude. Should we get into the Red Dead 2? Red Dead
How
Redemption
much do we have?
2? We're on 36 minutes now.
No, we usually end our podcast under 45.
No, we don't. Last time we ended in an hour.
So you're down to do another, 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
Well, yeah, but
All right,
we're
here we
talking
go.
about Red Dead Redemption 2. Why didn't I have that time? Okay, now let's talk about something we both love, not
Okay.
shit on. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Well, all right. So it's been about a month, maybe a month and some change since I finished Red Dead Redemption 2 for the second time.
I played
And-
Red Dead 2 last winter. My
Yeah.
second playthrough too, so
Yeah. So Andrew's been eagerly awaiting for me to finish the game so we can talk about how, what are our second or like our new updated thoughts on the game. And I have to say, after finishing it for the second time, it is so much more better than my first playthrough. And I don't know if it's because I knew what was coming, and so I was able to like focus on the more finer details after playing it. But oh man, it hit like a ton of bricks. Probably more harder this time than the first time, and I don't know why that is. But let's talk about the main attraction to the game, and that's the story.
well, let me say my piece.
Yeah,
here.
hell, now you get to fucking talk.
My opinion, Red Dead 2, in all forms of media, story, film, everything, character development, everything, is one of the best fucking stories out there. Even if it's a Western or whatever the case is, to me, even a Western story as a standalone is great. It's a very, how do you say, well thought out as a story.
Yeah.
And I want to agree with you. Like the second time, like you said, probably because we already knew what was going to happen. And even if you play the second time, you can play it differently. There's different outcomes that happen in Red Dead 2. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just, and to me, I think, this is what came out 2018?
Yeah, 2018. But it had been in development for also, keep that in mind.
Oh, no, I'm talking about since it came out. What, 5 years now? Yeah, right.
Yeah, 5 years. That was, Yeah, just about 6 or 5.
Whatever the case is, Arthur Morgan is at least the majority of top 5 or top 10 best main characters of all time, or just video game characters, period.
I 100% agree with that. He's not one-dimensional. The only other character that I can think of that has as much depth, but if not like more so than this other character, is like Joel. You seeing Arthur go through this journey from being a complete, total piece of shit that just doesn't give a fuck about anyone other than A, himself, and B, like his own gang, to being selfless, to being a fucking hero, a fucking badass outlaw at that like challenges his fucking gang, especially Dutch. Like, God, man, like Rockstar perfected, made a perfect character with Arthur Morgan. And I know it's been said before, but like, goddamn.
I don't think that's who he is. Like you said, he's a like a piece of shit or whatever.
Well,
I think he has this tough exterior. His personality, but deep down he has a good heart. He just doesn't know it yet.
Well, I also just feel like his circumstances shaped him into being that like cold-hearted person that he is in the beginning. Because there's moments where he just doesn't doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's doing things to do it because he's listening to the orders of Dutch or whoever the fuck and all that. But yeah, once you start to see like, oh, this is like, I don't know about this is getting to be a little bit too much, or we're crossing the line here, and like even though he's cold-hearted, like he has a fucking line that he doesn't cross. Whereas the other members, they are willing to fucking cross that line. They're willing to fucking do some pretty horrendous shit. And to see Arthur be like, nah, I'm gonna take a fucking step back and divert. Like, I know you see that a lot in characters, but I think it makes it more impactful because you do play his character. You do role play those fucking terrible moments, and then you change throughout the game too. You know,
like there's no way. Like, even let's say I want to play it again, but have low honor. Like, I can't
do it.
I can't do it.
I can't do it either.
How the fuck would
It's and like for you in your playthrough, the thing that like stood out to you, like the pivotal moment, was like when you're doing the side missions with the nun and shit, and that's where you got like that impactful moment in the game. Everyone up to this point knows. You can look it up on TikTok or fucking YouTube. You can see it. Doesn't do it justice when you play it until you play it. But for me, that moment came from when you were like helping out that lady that was a part of the gang before, and she like escaped and all that. Like that, I think was when I started like, oh damn, like this is kind of his way of like doing, the selfless thing and redeeming himself and shit like that. Like that was my pivotal moment, which is crazy that like it can, be different for a lot of people.
The reason why the nun scene where they meet up in the train station is that for the moment there, Arthur is actually being what's the word? Vulnerable.
Vulnerable, yeah.
He's letting out his real feelings, how he feels, and that's when he turns to her. Like he's just like, like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I'm trying to do my best, and that's not what he says, but paraphrasing.
Wait, go ahead.
And he just turns to her and says, "I'm scared," and you see it in his fucking face when he says it.
Great voice acting by I had his fucking name. I had his name right when we were like talking about it. Son of a bitch. Roger Clark.
There you go.
Fucking amazing, phenomenal fucking performance.
that fucking hit me. You know, the second time. Just him just being honest, like I'm scared of dying.
Yeah.
And I got nothing to show for it. You know? And the nun just saying, have faith that there's, you know, that there's not true love, but there's love in the world.
Yeah.
And do one kind thing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I was watching it again. It's like, and it keeps, like, I keep learning new things from that scene. And that's true. What the nun says to him is like, I know you. Like, you love to help people. Mm-hmm. You smile when you help people. I seen it. And
but you think that could be different if you were doing low honor like that, or is it always the same?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. Like, you can play it differently, different times. But like, to me, that's the true, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the true story for Arthur, you know.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people had problems with this game when it came out, talking about how like restricted it can be with the story missions and all this shit. And I feel like once you kind of temper your expectations with that going into it the second time, and you just focus on the story and just appreciating the more smaller, like finer details, it makes the experience so much fucking better, man. You know? Because I noticed that too this time around. Was like, all right, this time I'm not gonna, you know, I know what I'm expecting this time, and I'm just gonna have fun with it and not really worry too much about like, oh man, this sucks because I can't do this or I can't do that. Yeah, because like even from a gameplay perspective, like those organic moments, those randomized like not randomized, sorry, but like those like, what do they call it? You know, those fucking moments that happen in the game where you're just like riding on a horse and you get fucking robbed, or you know, some ladies asking for help, like those encounters like that.
Random
like,
encounters.
Shit, dude. Yeah, that was just. I didn't do this the first time around, but the second time around, I did a fucking side mission where you're like investigating a fucking serial killer and trying to find a serial killer and shit. And that never happened in my first playthrough. It felt kind of organic when I stumbled upon it. Like, this is fucking awesome, man. Like, this does feel like Rockstar at its peak when it comes to open world games.
It was.
You know?
And I think it was a TikTok you showed me, and the guy was right. He's like, Grand Theft Auto 6 doesn't have to like.
Yeah.
What was it like?
Like it was, it's gonna have to compete with Red Dead 2, not Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes, and that's
and I agree.
True.
I agree because I saw someone else on TikTok talk about how like, no, I think it has to compete with Grand Theft Auto 5, and it's like. From a financial perspective, yeah, sure. It does have to compete with Grand Theft Auto 5 because it made a bunch of fucking money. But in terms of, like, delivering on a fucking good story, Grand Theft Auto 6 has to be just as good as RDR2, man. You know?
And the guy who wrote the Red Dead 2 is not working at Rockstar, so...
Nope. So, and I'm not saying that they can't write a good story, but, like, it's clear... so far why Rockstar games have been fucking like good in terms of its story. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 was kind of weak looking back at it, but even that was like pretty strong, you know? Max Payne 3 written by the same fucking writers and shit.
Yeah, you told me that. I didn't know that.
Which looking back makes sense when you play RDR2. Like, yeah, it does feel a lot like they would have written Max Payne 3. So yeah, they set the fucking bar high for themselves, you know? And I'm not worried that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to knock it out of the park with gameplay or any of that shit. The story, you gotta like, this main character, they better fucking hook me in. Because I already have the expectation that, like, it has to be as good as Arthur, you know? Which is weird because a lot of people were just like, "What the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah, everyone was expecting to play.
Like, what's Word Marston and shit? Which you do play as Marston towards the end.
Yeah,
but
see, the other thing with what Grand Theft Auto 6 has to do too is the side characters. Even the side characters here in Red Dead were fucking like meaningful. They had a role, you know, in the gang or the people that you met, you know, and like like I said with the nun and even the Native American character,
Eagle Flies. Yeah,
that was impactful, dude. Everything, you know,
because they all tie back towards the end when you're like riding towards to save Marston, you know, which is another iconic scene that we brought up a few times on the podcast. But like, yeah, like depending on what you've done, you know, that'll come back to you like when you start riding and shit like that. So you think it won't make a difference, but yeah, do those side missions too, because it will just make that moment that much more impactful. You know,
yes,
it doesn't necessarily, because it doesn't change the ending completely. It still follows the same trajectory, but the context of the ending is different if you do those side missions. You know,
there's a lot of key moments I can, you know, pick, but like that's the thing about Red Dead 2, man. It's like there's a lot of fucking things that stick out to you throughout the game. It's like even like in the it's not in the middle of the game, but like when that crazy old lady fucking steals John's kid.
Oh yeah,
and the whole gang goes into her house.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
That was fucking great.
Damn, dude. Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of those set pieces in the game, but when it does happen, damn, you know, they're unforgettable.
When I was playing it last year, in my second playthrough, I was getting a lot of TikToks and on Red Dead. The other thing that stuck out, which I didn't notice until they showed it to me, is like at the end when you know, it's revealed that John survived, that Dutch left him and shit, and everyone's pointing guns at each other, but then they point guns at Arthur and John. Everyone's pointing guns except for Javier.
Yeah.
He has his gun up. I
noticed that when you told me, then I had to see that, and yeah, I noticed that too.
Even the main actor who played Javier is like, I forgot what he said, but like, I agree that what they did for Javier was like right, because deep down he cared.
Yeah, you respected him, and
So like little details like that, fucking.
Yeah, you can tell that like Rockstar, they didn't just make a sequel. Like they took care to make sure that everything would tie into the first one, and there wouldn't be any like retcons or plot holes. Everything felt meticulous and like oh, this is gonna come back later when you play the first one and shit. Just fucking awesome,
dude. Like even the ending, you can't fucking. I don't know if he fucking cried, but I cried both times when I played it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it because like I've seen it so many times on TikTok, and it just like it took a little bit out of it for me.
If I seen it on TikTok, dude.
But it did like tug at my heartstrings.
Way, dude, for a send off for a character.
But you know what's crazy is that a lot of people will think that like Arthur should have killed Micah and shit like that, blah blah blah. But dude, the fact that he was on the brink of death, and that motherfucker, Micah, could not knock him out or kill him. Like, dude, the fortitude of fucking Arthur, man.
They didn't even say that, so you can't even kill.
You couldn't even fucking kill me when I'm kill a dead man. So
that
like,
was fucking cool, man.
Yeah, the fact that like, you know, a lot of people were probably thinking that like, oh, Arthur should have killed him. It was like, still like, yeah, me too. But it was such a good send off.
Sorry, from this corner, your fucking Doctor Strange pop looks like fucking Dutch.
He kind of does, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, when I beat the second time, I was expecting the credits because when I beat it the first time, and when you know the Arthur scene, you know, dying, everything, they roll the credits, and on those credits you get to see what happened to the gang and da 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 da. So I was expecting that, but when I played it the second time, it just cuts to John, his story. His story's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I think they should have done that, because that credit scene was like,
Oh yeah, it's all fucking years worth of
I read
developers
that shit like
and
1
shit.
in the morning, and I was like, "Come on, when the fuck?" Then and the thing is, once John's story begins, you can't save it.
No, you can't save it for a while. So when you're playing, like, get ready.
Yeah,
once
like,
you enter that part,
Whoever
get ready because you're not gonna save it for a minute. So I remember, it took me like a total of almost 2.5 hours from starting it up to finish the game to being able to save it when you do the
My name
epilogue.
is John Marston.
Oh my god.
Even with even John's story had some key moments too.
With Marston.
Yeah. Come on, when he builds his house, when he gets his signature fucking outfit, like it's so even the music cues in the game fits so fucking like, oh my god.
Just like the fact that, and this is something that people can take away from it, like a lesson in life. Like throughout Red Dead Redemption 2, Marston is seen as a fucking clown. You know, Arthur keeps, like shitting on him and being like, dude, take care of your fucking family, dude. Don't be a deadbeat dad and this and that. And like he looks like fucking shit, looks like a homeless person. But once you play him in the epilogues, and to see him also be like, hey, I'm fucking done drinking, or I'm done chasing like fucking money and all this shit, like to see him put that shit aside to be like, I'm gonna be a fucking man and I'm gonna try to like take the reins back on my life. Like that's something that a lot of people could get inspired by. That's really cool. I remember playing and thinking like, damn man, like this guy is someone that like anyone could really look up to. From this point on,
Like he could have given up once Annabelle left him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he kept working to get her that house. And everything.
Yeah.
You know?
And the fact that like it goes back to what I was telling you a few days ago, right? Like what Shannon Sharp said, like discipline is doing your very best while no one's watching. Like, dude, he didn't have his family. He could have easily have jumped back into like the outlaw life and shit. But no, as soon as what's her name? The lady, what's her name? Not Bonnie. That's from the first one. I forget what her name is. No, because that's her last name is McFarlane. Shit. But you know who I'm talking about, right?
I just had it until you fucking had to ring that.
But her, like, she tries to rope you back into it.
Kinda.
And you do kind of do like bounty hunter mission, but you're doing it by the book. You're not fucking killing people and all that. Yeah, it's just it's cool to see him transform into the John Marston you'll know in the first one. And in that moment when he goes to kill those fucking people that were bothering the ranch that you're working on, and he fucking like does the signature pose from the first game. That's so fucking cool, man. Like, and it's funny too. Like, how do you know how to fucking like infiltrate and like how to use a gun and shit like that? And it's just the fact that you go in there and just start killing people and like,
see, yeah,
it does build up to that climactic end,
dude.
You were telling me
that's
like
that's fucking like a scene out of a fucking movie, especially a western.
You know what's funny is you bring that up. Well, I remember doing that part. This is the first time.
Oh, okay.
Like naturally, like I was progressing up the mountain. I had to leave those two behind. I don't remember their fucking name right off the top of my head. And you know how those people show up, the three guys show up, and then you're like, I fucking died. I fucking pulled out my gun and they shot me. It was like, the fucking moment is ruined. The moment is fucking ruined. It doesn't feel like a fucking... Oh my god! But like other than that, the first time. But other than that, I was a little disappointed. But I was like, this is fucking awesome, dude. You know, it's just it feels like the game is rewarding you. Like, all right, here you go. Now you get to fucking be the complete badass.
Yeah.
It's earned, and
the whole thing, yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the airport scene in Max Payne 3. You know?
Yep.
Because in that airport scene in Max Payne, and when you're like, you know it's when they play the music, that the game lets you like, here you go. There's the music that you want to hear.
Yep.
You're go nuts.
That is fucking true.
And in this one, it feels like it like here's
the
music, same way. Here you go nuts. You know?
Oh my
And it feels so fucking intense, man. Like, and then getting your revenge on fucking Micah, like,
I know, right?
it's a masterpiece, man. I'm like, debate me on this shit. Anyone like that fucking disagrees, it's a fucking masterpiece.
Of like I said, in any media.
Literature, film, fucking TV, whatever. Like, it has such a good fucking ending.
Like, if you want to create a fucking a main character,
Yep.
fucking look up a video on Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
Perfect fucking
perfect.
for character development.
Yes.
100%. So, yeah, I mean, if you haven't played it, what the fuck are you doing with your life? If you haven't played it in a while,
Go do it.
go fucking do it. If you're privileged enough to have a PC that can play this thing, do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I hear there's a lot of good mods that like make it an even better experience, but even on PS5, it's still a great game. I didn't feel like I did everything.
Same.
The second time.
Same.
You know, so much to fucking do. So, if this didn't convince you, I don't know what will, dude. This was just our opinion, but I feel like should be a good selling point for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Like, we can be here for hours and talk about this shit, you know?
Because it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna probably do it for us. We're gonna end it on a high note.
Yes.
Red Dead Redemption 2, Silent Hill 2. Again, like, subscribe, all that crap. And
You don't build a barn, dumbass.
we'll see you guys later.